Welcome to the Yellow Trumpet. I am Chituga, and today our topic is familiar faces. Who are familiar faces? Familiar faces are faces we come to meet in life. They start from home, from those who cared for us at birth, our relatives, our siblings, our friends, from school, from work, and wherever we go for recreation, provided it is a societal setup. Familiar faces also include those faces that we hate to see. What are the faces that we hate to see? Could it be your wife or your husband? You are disgusted by him. Your friend. Why did you call him friend if all you do is badmouth each other in each other's absence? Who is your familiar face? People that we know, people that may know you, people that admire you from afar, people that you admire. Random faces. Are they truly random? From our perspective, perhaps. But from that particular individual's perspective, what you may regard as a random occurrence might just be a well thought out action. For instance, in your own mind, you have thought of someone or mentioned someone or said something about someone. On his way out to get something, you see him and you say, I just spoke of you now. My friend, you will live long. Coincidence? Random? For you, you may have this question. For the individual, without those words that you spoke, that person is merely doing what he set out to do before you came and made that statement. So in engaging in life, in engaging society, in engaging our familiar faces, it is important to note that though we may choose to be generous, and it is desirable for our well-being to be generous, it cannot compel a person's loyalty. Though we may choose to like one person and dislike the other person, it does not necessarily translate to mean that our favored will favor us, or those that we dislike will in turn dislike us. Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily mean that at the moment where our defense or the defense of our reputation is important, that is in our absence, it doesn't mean that those you regard as loyal will speak up for you, or at least require proof of any allegations made against you. In dealing with society, there is no textbook. Well, books have been written on what to do and what not to do. You follow those books religiously at your own peril, because some of those tricks may work. Sometimes they may not. Why? Because those tricks are based on, they have a reason. You may simply be copying how another individual expresses themselves in a particular situation without understanding the nuances of that situation. An individual has his or her experience with other individuals in society with their own background and history. So the means by which they address an issue, though it has been recorded down in a book as a time-tested method because it worked for this particular individual, but you need to ask yourself, is my situation the same? If my situation is not the same, then perhaps that system may not work. So what works in society? What works in society? How can we participate in this life without holding grudges, without feeling offended, without being attached? That would be knowledge of self, an understanding of who you are. Do you know? I state it over and again that appreciating yourself is the most important thing that you can do in your life as an adult. As a child, it is something that you did not even think of. It was a consequence of your nature. Over time, you have learned new behaviors. You have listened to many messages. You have corrupted your mind. So now you have to purge yourself of the many concepts, many ideologies, many tricks on how to deal with society and deal with the one person in society that you have full control over, which is you. Does the nasty behavior of an individual trigger you emotionally? Being emotionally triggered, is your day spoilt? Can you still do the necessary things you need to do? This may be difficult. So it is important that we hone our skills. What skill would that be? That skill to be able to sit still and recognize who we are. Well, recognizing who you are will be the consequence of sitting still, taking your time, pausing, and appreciating life. Appreciating that the grass is green for whatever reason science says, but it is green because I see green. And that if I die, the grass perhaps will remain green to others, but it means nothing to me. That sense that despite our collective experience as a people, whether as Nigerians, whether as brothers, relatives from the same community, whether as the same ethnic group, same ethnic nationality, no matter the attachment we create, either to our parents, our siblings, our lovers, our children, we are an individual, and to another, just a familiar face. This is the Yellow Trumpet. I am Chituga. Take care.